What is going on, guys? This is REGEN and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds build. This time we got another SNS build, which I like to call the HP REGEN Dragon Lifesteal build. And the way this build works is combining the Shia armor that came out last Friday and also using that with the Arkveld set, which is not only going to give you passive HP regen from Shia, but also a nice lifesteal effect whenever you get enough hits in on a monster, so you're going to get the best of both worlds with this build. And I figured that the SNS was the best weapon to do this with, simply because you take a lot of chip damage by trying to guard a lot of attacks. But this build can pretty much work with a variety of weapons, so let's take a look at the SNS style. So beginning with the Ardian weapon, I settled on the Dragon Element type with 3 attack infusions on the production bonus. And then for the reinforcement bonus, I highly recommend that you get at least 2 sharpness, and then if you can, get 3 attack bonuses. Now if you do get one that has affinity or element, that's okay, but try to prioritize getting 3 attack bonuses if you can. For the 3 decorations, we're going with Dragon Handicraft Jewel, Guardian Ironwall Jewel, and Razor Sharp Ironwall Jewel. So as far as some early game weapons, you're obviously not going to be using the Guardian Arkveld or the Arkveld tree, so I would stick to either the Ajarakan tree or the Lalabarina tree, as both of these weapons are very good, especially early on. The Ajarakan tree has Blast, and also one of my favorite skills to use with the SNS and Offensive Guard, and the Lalabarina tree obviously has Paralysis. Later on in the game, you also can craft your Shia weapon, and it's only second best in damage to an Ardian weapon. The problem with the Shia tree is it's going to lack the level 3 decoration slots, and you're really going to suffer in sharpness. For the armor set, we're going to go with all beast set items with the Numinous Crown, the Arc Vulcan Mail, Guardian Arkveld Vambraces, Arc Vulcan Coil, and the Numinous Greaves, and for the talisman, we are going to select the Challenger Charm 2. The main thing that you want here are 2 pieces of the Arc Vulcan set and 2 pieces of the Numinous set, so that way not only do you get Arkveld's Hunger, which is going to give you Lifesteal with Hasten Recovery, but also Zoshia's Pulse, which is going to give you a passive HP regen with Super Recovery. So for the armor decorations, we're going to go with the Tenderizer Jewel for Max and Weakness Exploit, 3 Mighty Jewels for level 3 and Maximum Might, so that way we get 30% affinity, 3 Medicine Jewels for a Max and Recovery Up, and this is going to be very important as Recovery Up is going to stack with our armor, so we're going to be able to regenerate faster, so make sure that you do slot in Medicine. Then we're going to go with 1 Challenger Jewel. This is so that way I get another level in Agitator. And then from there, I went with 1 level in a Chain Jewel, so that way I add 1 level for Burst. And Burst is just so good. I initially had Agitator on here, but then I swapped it for 1 level in Burst. It's just such a good level 1 skill. The last thing I want to mention is the Gobbler Jewel. I actually went for this because I'm using the SNS, and that way I can have my shield out and still be able to use a potion. Now, this is going to vary per weapon, but you can also slot in Divine Blessing here if you want that instead of Speed Eating. But because we are using the SNS, I feel like I just get more value out of Speed Eating versus Divine Blessing. So now we could go over the combat tips, so that way you guys know some of my favorite rotations that I like to use, as well as what is going to stack with our healing regeneration and what isn't. So to begin, I like to basically always start my fight by going into an enemy with Sliding Swipe. That is going to be one of your main abilities, so make sure that you always slide rather than ever use Evade. You should never be using Evade as an SNS user. So as far as my main combination, if you guys watched my other SNS videos, you will know that I like to do the chop combo. So what I basically do is just move from side to side, go all the way until a Spinning Reaper, and then go back into a guard slash to come out of that animation quicker. Now when I do have an opening, I will go one step further and go into my charge chop. So at that point, my rotation will be going into the regular chop, going into the Spinning Reaper, and then going into the charge chop and finishing off with a guard slash to come out of that animation faster. So as far as guarding, you do have 2 options. You can just use the basic guard or guard slash. Guard slash is really going to be better because it has better timing and you're able to get that perfect guard much easier, and you can still attack the monster while you do so. So basically what you would do there is just do a guard slash and then go right into a counter slash to follow up, and this is also going to activate the offensive guard skill. So one item that I highly recommend that you use is actually the immunizers. Immunizers will actually heal the red portion of your health faster which in turn means that you're going to heal quicker. So if you take a look at the with versus without version, you'll see that you're still going to gain faster HP regen by drinking an immunizer. And the nice thing about this particular item is that it stacks with recovery speed. And in case you guys are wondering, the food skill medic meal actually does not stack with our armor set. So what medic meal does is it works like a level 1 version of recovery up. And since we're already maxed out at level 3 with recovery up, that's why medic meal will not work. And one key reason why I added speed eating to this build is that you can use a potion while your shield is out, and you can go right back into the action with very minimal downtime, even if you take a big hit from a monster. So for a typical rotation, you want to make sure that you do drink your immunizer, and you want to start out with the chop combo that I showed you. So go all the way until a spinning reaper, and then you could go right into a guard slash and then just continue that combination. When you do find an opening, that's when you can take it all the way to a charged chop, and at that point your main goal is going to be getting that offensive guard, so that way you get a nice attack boost. And if you do take a couple of hits from a monster, and as long as they're not massive hits, then you can just keep on attacking that monster and gain all of that HP back. And then from there, you just rinse and repeat that combo. Keep getting that offensive guard activated as much as you can, and rinse and repeat. So I hope you guys enjoyed my HP Regen Dragon Lifesteal build using the SNS, and this build was a lot of fun to make, and it really makes it to where you get some nice comfy skills that you can use now because of the Shia armor. I really love the passive HP regen, and in fact I initially had the 4-piece set before I finally switched over to the Arkveld set as well, so that way you get the best of both worlds, and I feel like this set works out better than if you just went 4-piece Shia. So thank you guys for watching till the end. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.